All right, y'all. Welcome back to Dorian's DIY Car Audio. So, let's see. The last video that I left you guys with was me going over the two different setups that I was going to use to be able to use REW, EQ Wizard, right? And that is a program, for those that don't know, that allows you to shoot RTA in your vehicle, so you can see things like your frequency response. You can do your time alignment with it via using the impulse control or impulse response. Sorry, and I might be even butchering that. But you can do phase. You can learn your phase or figure your phase and all of that stuff out. So my main setup to use was going to be the analog, and I was going to do that because that was going to allow me to get a lot of information, but just shooting the shots or taking the measurements, each measurement that I needed. Well, I started thinking about this a little bit more, and because I'm not using a DSP, that is going to be proven to be a little bit more difficult. Now, I did purchase that USB microphone, right? And I purchased it for a reason. And I'm glad I have it, because that is going to allow me to still go ahead and take these measurements that I want to take, but I can't use that audio loop back cable, because I don't have a DSP in here. I got a little box up here of another DSP that I just purchased. Anyway, so I just want to give you a quick shot before the sun goes down so you can see what I'm doing. I still have to figure out how I'm going to jump my remotes to my power so that I can power up my stereo, my audio control LC7i, that's a line output converter, and then it's also going to send power back to my head unit, my factory head unit. I already did jump those by hand, and everything lights up just as I wanted it to. So anyway, just in case you haven't seen it, I'll give you a very quick, brief walk down of what we're working with, and then we're going to get into figuring out. Actually, we're going to look at the measurements that are taken. I'm going to take the measurements, how I'm listening to it now, and the EQs or the equalizer setup that is on the head unit, and then I'll do that once again flat, so that we can see that there and we can compare that, and we'll save those to be able to cross-reference into further measurements down the line. But let's go ahead and take a peek. So in here, we'll start in the back. This is the Down for Sound JP95T. It is a 5-channel amplifier with actually a pretty decent amount of power, 125 4 ohms, 202 ohms, and then the sub channel is somewhere around 1,000 watts at 1 ohm. It's been dynoed closer to 1,300. Here is that audio control LC7i. All right, and that does what it does. It takes a high level inputs and it turns it down and drops it out here on this side as low levels RCAs that go down into the amplifier. Quickly, in the back, I am running one single CT Sounds Hydro 10-inch shallow mount subwoofer and a 1.25 cubic foot enclosure tuned to 33 hertz. And old girl, for $100, I'm digging her, and I will recommend that to anybody, anytime, anywhere. $100, you can't go wrong. In the doors here, we're running a Down for Sound Hexacone Pro 6.5. Those are PA drivers, and I think that I have the the crossover on the amp somewhere around $120, $100 hertz to like 5,000 hertz, but we'll see when we shoot the RTA on that, right? Up here in the front, down here, these are the Infinity Kappa 90 CSX. Those are wicked nice set of 6x9s. And then up here in the dash, the tweeters are in here and they're pointed back at me. And then we are using the factory stock non-JBL head unit. And in a wrap, that's basically it. That's the whole stereo. So I am going to work on getting those remotes set up so that we can so that I can have everything powered up. And then I do have to transfer the wave file over to my phone so I could play the periodic pink noise through the stereo, and then with the USB microphone we'll be able to go ahead and pick up all of the frequencies needed for the RTA to work properly. So we'll come back with that stuff in a hot minute, y'all. All right, so from jumping those few wires there, you can see we have power on the amplifier. We also have power on the audio control LC7i, the line output converter, and then we have power on the head unit. And this is all with the truck being off, even though I'm kind of triggering it all to kind of be on, since there is the remote wire backfeeding everything from the power side. All right, so now anyway, since we have all of that stuff powered up, now what I'm going to do is I do have to jump in the computer real quick. I have to get that set up, and I have to put the wave file on my telephone because I'm going to Bluetooth it in. I want to know what it sounds like in the way I've been using it. I mean, I know what it sounds like, but I want to shoot the RTA in the way I've been using it, because I want to try to see what the differences are and be as close to realistic for you guys anyway. So we'll come back, and next time we come back, we should be looking at some measurements. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, y'all, what's up? So I just got finished shooting this RTA. I'm gonna flip this over real quick, show you this, just a quick screen real quick. Truck is running just so that the batteries can be charged up. We don't want them to drop down too low. I don't think they did for the 5 or, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pulls or measurements that I've taken already. No smoothing on here, but turn around, check this. That's that. We will go over all of that in depth. Real quick, I do want to show you that this is how I have my microphone set up. Sorry about that glare, but there we go, microphone set up. It is just sitting there stationary, but let's go and put this back where I normally have it, okay? And then I want to show you, these are the settings that I typically run right now that I have the setting at. That was that first line with EQ. I am going to flatten all of that out the middle, 0, and then, well, not 0, I'm going to put it all in the middle. I'm going to shoot those all again, and then we'll take a look at all of these compiled together. All right, be back shortly, y'all. All right, so these are all of the measurements that was taken with the EQ in the vehicle, how I like them. I shot 6 in total. Yeah, 6 in total. First one was everything, playing with max volume on the sub. Then we went to the left front, right front, left rear, right rear, and then just the sub by itself. And now I'm basically going to do the same thing again, but this time with all of the EQs flat. And let's go ahead and give this a shot real quick. So, RTA. Okay. Left front, lights off, what status you got? That's not so I can see the video. All right, this is going to be the left rear. All right, now we issue our right rear. All right, got the RTA shape right there. The next one is going to be the subwoofer by itself. So, now that flapping you guys can hear, that is those infamous atmospheric vents or door slammers or whatever they consider them to go by, whatever it is. I will be addressing that topic at some point in time because you can sometimes hear it. Oop. I shot that a little long, so I'm gonna discard that one. Actually, no, it's alright. It's only a couple longer. Save, and that'll be it. So we did 123 averages, just a tick more than before. So that's 12, and that will be all right. So I got all of those shot, and you know, this is that budget $1,250 build that I did. No sound deadening, no signal processing, other than the fact that I have the audio control LC7i in there, and everything else is dialed in either with the head unit and the crossovers that are in the amps. That's all I got to really work with, right? So I wanted to take this information here and utilize this to be able to see anything going forward. And as I said, I might get crazy and put all of the factory speakers back in and just shoot that just to see what happens. I don't know if that's really worth doing, but I might do it anyway for the fun of it, and then we're gonna take some further steps down the line. So let's go ahead and analyze this data and see what it looks like when I add the smoothing in. We'll just take some peeks, right? See what it is. All right, we'll be back shortly with that.